1. Which adult learning principle is most relevant when teaching data processing trainees to handle live data sets? A. Using rote memorization of data terms. B. Providing hands-on exercises with real-world data sets. C. Delivering a passive lecture on theory only. D. Requiring trainees to read manuals independently. 2. When developing a data processing training curriculum, the first step should be A. Writing detailed quiz questions. B. Identifying learning objectives aligned with job requirements. C. Scheduling instructor availability. D. Designing final project requirements. 3. Which evaluation method best measures a trainee's ability to accurately transform raw data into usable reports? A. Multiple choice exam only. B. Real-time data processing simulation with performance feedback. C. Peer group discussion about data quality issues. D. Written reflection on data ethics. 4. Which communication strategy ensures clarity when explaining data normalization to adult learners? A. Speaking quickly to cover more content. B. Using step-by-step visuals, examples, and Q&A. C. Requiring memorization of the definition only. D. Reading from a textbook without interaction. 5. Under Common Data Protection Regulations, which practice is required when handling personally identifiable information? PII. A. Storing all data unencrypted for faster access. B. Encrypting and restricting access to authorized users. C. Sharing data across teams without consent. D. Retaining data indefinitely regardless of policy. 6. Which of the following best illustrates formative assessment in a data processing training program? A. End-of-course certification exam. B. Knowledge checks after each module to guide learning. C. Final data project submission only. D. Post-training survey about instructor performance. 7. A mentor wants to encourage self-directed learning in a data processing trainee. Which approach is most effective? A. Assigning independent practice tasks with feedback sessions. B. Avoiding all guidance so the trainee struggles independently. C. Giving them only correct answer keys. D. Expecting them to watch others work without participation. 8. What is the most critical regulatory consideration when processing health-related data? A. Minimizing storage costs. B. Compliance with HIPAA or equivalent data privacy laws. C. Providing open access to all employees. D. Disabling audit logs to reduce overhead. 9. Which curriculum feature fosters intrinsic motivation for adult learners in data processing? A. Demonstrating real-world benefits of data accuracy. B. Using unrelated theoretical math problems. C. Assigning mandatory reading without context. D. Grading solely on attendance. 10. Which metric is most appropriate for evaluating the efficiency of a data entry process? A. Total number of employees trained. B. Error rate per data record processed. C. Number of pages in the training manual. D. Frequency of team meetings. 11. When providing corrective feedback for an error in data formatting, the mentor should A. Publicly criticize to deter others from repeating it. B. Provide private, constructive feedback and suggest improvement steps. C. Ignore the issue to maintain morale. D. Revoke the trainee's system access immediately. 12. Which summative evaluation method best measures overall data processing skill acquisition? A. Mid-training knowledge quiz. B. Hands-on capstone project evaluating full workflow competence. C. Open discussion forum. D. Pre-course skill survey. 13. Data processors should refuse to process data when A. The data set is incomplete and unverifiable. B. The request comes from a different department. C. The data format is XML. D. The deadline is short. 14. In designing a module on data cleaning, regulatory compliance can be addressed by A. Reviewing GDPR, CCPA, or equivalent rules on data retention and deletion. B. Encouraging ignoring data deletion requests to save time. C. Using outdated compliance guidelines for simplicity. D. Skipping legal considerations for efficiency. 15. Which adult learning principle is demonstrated by asking trainees to share examples of data errors they've personally encountered? A. Reinforcement theory. B. Using prior experience as a learning resource. C. Cognitive overload. D. Conditioning. 16. What is a potential consequence of failing to comply with data privacy regulations? A. Minor inconvenience only. B. Regulatory fines, reputational damage, and possible legal action. C. Longer training sessions. D. Loss of training materials. 17. Which mentoring technique develops problem-solving skills for data anomalies? A. Using case studies of real-world data errors and asking for solutions. B. Giving pre-made solutions without discussion. C. Skipping anomaly discussions to save time. D. Limiting exposure to real data sets. 18. Which of the following constitutes a breach of data ethics? A. Anonymizing sensitive data before analysis. E. Selling user data without informed consent. C. Following retention policies. D. Using data quality assurance processes. 19. Which evaluation tool provides the most reliable measurement of data entry accuracy? A. Employee self-assessment. B. Randomized double-check of entered records. C. End-of-course satisfaction survey. D. Peer voting on performance. 20. Data processors must report data breaches typically within what time frame under GDPR? A. 24 hours. B. 72 hours. C. 7 days. D. 30 days. 21. To improve knowledge retention, a data processing training should A. Deliver all theory in one sitting. B. Use spaced repetition and hands-on practice. C. Avoid practical exercises. D. Focus on abstract statistical theory only. 22. Which is an ethical responsibility of data processors? A. Prioritizing speed over accuracy. B. Maintaining data integrity and confidentiality. C. Sharing confidential information with friends. D. Modifying data to meet targets. 23. Kirkpatrick's Level 3 training evaluation measures. A. Trainee satisfaction. E. Knowledge acquisition. C. Behavioral change in real work settings. D. Financial return on training. 24. Before granting database access to trainees, the organization should A. Ensure role-based permissions and security measures are in place. B. Provide unrestricted admin access for faster learning. Skip background checks. D. Allow shared accounts for convenience. 25. Which communication approach supports diverse learning preferences and data training? A. Providing multimodal content, visual dashboards, demonstrations, and written guides. E. Delivering content only as dense text. C. Avoiding interactive sessions. D. Using only technical jargon. 26. Before processing data for someone who cannot read the consent form, The data processor must A. Process data without consent. B. Ensure consent is communicated and understood, possibly with assistance. C. Ignore consent requirements. Delegate the task to a non-trained person. 27. Aligning assessment tasks with learning objectives in a data processing curriculum ensures A. Valid and fair measurement of targeted competencies. B. Shorter training time regardless of outcomes. C. Less need for compliance checks. D. Focus only on easy-to-grade tasks. 28. Which mentoring activity reinforces awareness of data security risks? A. Discussing actual breach cases and mitigation strategies. B. Avoiding breach discussions to prevent fear. C. Encouraging password sharing. D. Ignoring phishing simulations. 29. Which data processing task requires verification before execution? A. Deleting customer records. B. Sorting columns alphabetically. C. Formatting numeric fields. D. Exporting summary reports. 30. To accommodate adult learners' need for relevance, data processing courses should A. Use scenarios reflecting real organizational data challenges. B. Use random datasets unrelated to the job. C. Teach abstract algorithms only. D. Focus on theory without application. 31. Which metric best reflects the long-term success of data processing training? A. Number of people enrolled. B. Post-training satisfaction survey scores. C. Reduction in data errors over several months. D. Number of PowerPoint slides used.